No, how do I do it?
A generous gift. Thank you.
No problem, lass. Right, okay. Let us save. Be right back. Convos! Let's talk to Morrigan. Now, there's a little thing with her. I've always had this problem with these two. Liliana and Morrigan. Oh, God, that box is useless. I have no idea what... It doesn't even affect the army at all. Now, what was Ayas? I always have this problem with those two. Like, when I'm, say, romancing Liliana, I somehow get a flirtation on with Morrigan and vice versa. But I know who I'm romancing, which you can obviously guess is Morrigan. But then somehow, me being nice will trigger, oh, I love you. She doesn't actually say that, but you know. Anyway, but actually, when I, on the Xbox version, when I had my lesbian character, I romanced her, and then I done it with Zevran, and I was like, oh, fucking achievements. It was a one night stand, and like, when she asked me about it, I said, you believe Zevran? Charlie! Yes, I'll name the character, I regret nothing.
What do you wish of me?
I have no clue. I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How do you become a shape changer?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
That sounds like something you do. What? What? Am I not lowering? The fuck? I think someone's messed with that. Oh, balls to it. I'm curious what's wrong. You can probe me any time.
Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
Hmm? How can I can't even leave a conversation, can I? Okay. I did click the shape changer, that's but you kept going back to the wilds. Oh, and you remained unnoticed?
For the most part. Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring, sounds like you. This conversation is ballsed up.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped, and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
Oh wait, there's two conversations. No, that's the one. Did you grow up in the Kakari wilds? Did I click that? Oh, right, okay, so... that was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
This is why I love this woman, but you will understand further on. Touching? Like a handshake?
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes, how to eat at a table, how to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, I'm glad it worked out. This way, at least.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat in the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
I still gained 8. So, what question did I
Yes?
ask? I'd like to ask you something? No, careful.
If you must.
I never even asked that question to begin with.
I was not born such.
I never...
It's a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds.
Okay.
The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
I still can't believe she gained 7 when I say this. That does sound like something you'd do.
Oh? I truly doubt that children would be worth the effort. They are filthy, smelly things full of tears and snot and trouble.
Oh, God.
That said, I cannot speak for the tastes of my mother. She has, after all, lived a very lengthy time in the wilds and done many things I know nothing of. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
I've never heard of magic like that before.
No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
That's good. Such traditions need to be preserved. I can't believe I was going to click the apostate one. Yeah, it does say apostate.
I'm shocked that you think so, being a mage of the circle as you were. But perhaps you felt a little like a caged bird as well, caught within that dark tower.
Yes, very much so.
I thought so.
I think your ability... Hold on. That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sound quite useful.
Oh, you're simply full of surprises, little man, aren't you? But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Oh, I gained more than that. Okay. I must gain more since I'm a mage. What does she like? I mean, I know the grimoire. Because that's her anyway. It doesn't bloody matter. Does she like the tribal necklace? Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't mention anything. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Have you ever been hunted by the chantry? Okay.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you something? Yep.
If you must.
Have you ever been hunted by the chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
And you are cute when you're evasive. Yes, she is the easy one to romance.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother
you
has
not?
been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You really had no trouble with them? Surprisingly, you had to say that.
I am unsure.
Oh, wait.
I was too young to understand, and perhaps 'twas bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know. Flemeth would warn them, once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Surely more would have followed.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
They got what they deserved. Oh, that's number... number 5.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
I agree completely, lass.
An interesting answer for a mage.
Not really.
Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
I am the most beautiful combination. An elf.
I have a thought.
Okay. Oh god. I'm not prepared for this. Oh my sweet mother of Jesus. I literally am not prepared for this. Okay. Oh, dear horses. Right, okay. 6, 12. Give me a minute. Just the one? Is that somewhere else? How the hell did I answer that? Okay. The approach should be this, and the lines must be known. Okay. Oh, what's on your mind?
We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the Circle of Magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands.
Right, if you give it to her, she doesn't ask you this, like, obviously before this. That's why I was confused. Very well. If we go back to the tower, I'll look for it, but we already have it!
Good. I am most interested to see its contents, should it be located. The grimoire is leather-bound and adorned with the symbol of a leafless tree, should you come across it. If not, however, then I shall simply put it out of my mind.
We already have it! Oh, balls to it. Balls to it!
Yes?
Right, so let's have
So, full of questions, are you?
Is Flannis really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A nutty old bat! There it is.
Sometimes I do wonder the very same thing. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Didn't even know there was such a thing.
Ah, I see. That does explain much.
I
can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
This sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago is this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
You think number 3 would be bad, but you are totally wrong.
Aye, it was. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement in the first place. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to the spirits or demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which? She never invaded, or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Where the hell has it gone? An interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious, nevertheless.
There is nothing really to say about her?
I see. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
5. I wonder if you... the point of view from where I'm reading is for the nobleman. Tell me... what is that? I'd like to ask you something. Yep.
So, full of questions, are you?
Yes. Tell me, are you really Flem's daughter?
I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth herself gave birth to me.
Yarp.
Truly, I do not know. I once asked Flemeth that very question, and she merely laughed at me. 'Tis not inconceivable that she could capture a chastened man, or perhaps change to a more attractive form to attract him willingly. I find it more difficult to imagine her with child.
Oh, don't go black on me. Actually do as well, I always do. But I obviously know the reason why she does it, but apparently that wasn't the reason. But I'm just going to keep that as the reason until we find out what the real reason is. Even if change is coming, but we don't know what the change is.
As a matter of fact, I remember her being younger once. She had black hair, much like my own, long and lustrous. But how could that be if she is centuries old? Has she become wizened only recently? Or are the tales of her legend only that, and nothing more? I do know the tales of Flemeth having many daughters, even though I have never met another. And Flemeth has always treated me as her blood.
Does that mean you love her?
What an odd thing to say. Why must love enter into the equation?
Yes.
Flemeth taught me everything I needed to learn. How to survive, the meaning of power, the truth of men. If other mothers do not teach these things, then I believe them the lesser.
Now I see where you get it from.
I shall take this as a compliment. Was it meant as such?
But of course.
Oh? How interesting. You agree that love is a weakness, then?
Yes.
Pick yourself. You do not honestly desire such things from me, do you? 'Tis better to be free of such cloying and cluttering delusions as love.
Oh. Oh. This is why I like her. Then obviously her character is good, but oh god. But what makes this even more interesting is that we can break her. In a sense. You're right. Love is so unnecessary.
There. I am glad you agree. I tire of this discussion. Let us move on, shall we?
Right-ho, my dear. Right-ho.
Yes?
We shall have babies. So life in the wilds must have been very lonely. Where's it gone? There it is.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
That sounds wonderful. Oh, I was going to click 2 then.
For a time, but one can only remain a child for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
What happened then?
Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
But you were just a child.
And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
Oh, I agree with her, but the survival, but the power thing, I don't agree. This is my ideal woman. And this is the first time you'll ever hear me say that. But still, they made you stronger, didn't they? Number 3.
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
Ah. Number 9.
'Tis cold
Oh.
in my tent, all alone.
I've got it early. Yes, she is easy to romance. I'm actually curious as to if I'm allowed to show this. CSO OSW romanced her. Well, whoever he romanced. Well, we can have that.
So you shall come to my tent? But whatever shall we do in that tiny little space together while we wait for it to warm?
Oh, she's such a tease. I'm sure I'll think of something.
Good. Then let us waste no more time with foolish talk.
Thank you very much. It's very embarrassing. And that's fucking freaky. That smile my character has, it's not scary.
I see the stories they tell of Grey Warden endurance are not exaggerated.
I think that music is going to be copyrighted. Oh, for God's sake. I don't think I can show that scene to begin with now, even if I could. Oh, there are stories?
Indeed there are. The unanswered question, of course, is whether the endurance exists because of the taint within you, or because the Grey Wardens are by nature so very healthy. I enjoy the thought that 'tis a little of both. Natural prowess, driven by a darker side.
Oh, yes. So what now? I'm always gonna ask this. I'm gonna, even though it's contradicting, but this is the way. Do apologize. To break her. So what now?
That is entirely up to you. Simply know that I have no designs on your independence. I wish only to do what I desire, and if that coincides with what you desire, then so be it. And should you decide not to continue our misadventure, then so be it. Very simple, is it not?
Oh god, this is... I've never had an audience when I've asked this. Well, I've never had an audience on that scene either. But regardless. And what about Liv? Does that not enter the picture? Oh god, I feel sickened. But this is for breaking her. Come on, Xaydam.
Oh, now you ruin the mood by speaking profanities. Silly man. Come then, let us be off before the others begin to stare.
To Witch Gone Wild. Oh yeah, I was like, why have I got that achievement again? Jesus Mary. Morrigan. Where are you? Oh my god, you're by there. Let's see what else I can ask. Is the kiss really necessary now? Actually, let me save. Let me save. Hold on. And I was coughing at the same time. I'd like to say she's having personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Yeah, kiss her. Is that really necessary after what we did?
What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely.
Do you object?
Not unless you stop.
Oh, never mind. Shut up. Shut up. We cool? Good. I should really turn the music off. Then again, let me check my options. I got my music on 50. Not 0.50. It was on 1 last time. I didn't think they would be that loud. If that's the case, I'll have to turn off the music altogether. I'd like to have something personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Never mind. When you approach the merchant surrounded by cars, move Liliana for the party. Blah 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 blah. Want to talk about Sand Canary, Morrigan. No, yeah, we had the sex scene. Oh, we're supposed to say I can live with that. And we get 14, but oh well, balls to it. I don't give a damn. I will break this woman. Liliana, Shale, Winnie, Alistair. Where's the grimoire?
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire?
Yeah, wait till
When
we
I
have sex.
spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope. This is a most fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
You're welcome.
I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Thank you very much.
I have something for you.
Oh, okay. That sounds a little vague. What do you mean?
I mean that I have a gift for you. 'Tis a ring. Now, before you get any
I love
foolish
this ring.
notions, let me explain. Flemeth once gave me the ring because it allowed her to find me no matter where I went, in case I was ever captured by hunters. I disabled its power as soon as we left the wilds. Recently, however, I thought to change it. Now, I will be able to find whoever wears it instead.
It's a sweet gift, thank you. Yes, I found the conversation.
It is not given out of sentimentality. I believe you are too important to risk. If you were captured, this ring would allow the rest of us to find you quickly.
Oh. Bollocks! Does this ring do anything else?
Flemeth used to say that 'twas a link between us, one that I presumed worked both ways. I never tested it, but I doubt she would have lied over such a thing, so it would mean I am linked to you as much as you to I.
After what we did, how could we be any more linked? So I could find you if need be. Where? Oh, there we are. Number 1.
I do not know. As I said, I never tested it. Perhaps.
I'm glad to see you, Kay.
Now you are mocking me. Do you wish the ring or not? I am tempted to simply keep it.
Thank you for the gift.
You are welcome. Perhaps it will be useful someday.
Thank you very much. Item received. Oh, the ring, yes. I always wear the ring. Accessories, Morrigan's ring. What does it actually do? Willpower. Ice band. I always wear it. Actually, hold on. If she's laughing, what's her loveliness? Oh my, we're close to 100. See, she's easy. Oh, right, what the hell could we do that? Approval. Oh, she adores us. Don't! Xaydam! Come back! Wait, when could I do this? I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Oh, wait, what? Can you teach me to be ashamed of yourself?
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
As you wish. No! No! How do I... no! Hold on, let me save. I'm back. Right, let's try this again. I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
If I balls up, I'll lose. Can you choose something?
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
Don't lie to me. Perhaps you've had better... oh, no, and why not?
I was told to accompany you and to help you, and that I shall. This may extend to the teaching of my mother's skills in time. For now, I simply do not know you well enough. I promise nothing.
If you could see my face right now, the confusion on it is astounding. You don't know us well enough. So, you know us well enough to give us a gift. I mean, you're probably saying, but you slept together. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. In a sense, it does if you think about it. But if she gives you a gift, then she knows you at least. Oh God, sod it, woman, come back.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay. We need to discuss us, does he? So, go inside. What you mean? Okay, never mind. Let's go talk to... who's next? Liliana! What's she like? Oh, God, you gotta be careful. I don't know if this is a bug on the PC version, but I know it's a bug on the Xbox version. Don't give her gifts at all. I don't know the point in where to get her approval high. Otherwise, you won't be able to do a comparison. Oh my. Which is a bit of a problem if you want to learn more about the character. And apparently the way I go with it isn't the, well, in a sense it is a correct way if you like it, but I don't really want to, well, in a sense it doesn't really matter because she does do what she wants to do in a sense. So, in the next companion story, Convos, we are going to go talk to Liliana. I'm Xaydam, you're my viewers. I'm worried about if I'll get copyright for that song, and I'm worried if I'm not allowed. Oh, sod it. I'm Xaydam, you're my viewers. We'll talk to Liliana next and see if we have time for, I think, Stens next. But oh well. Good day!